Yo, yo, yo. What is good, everybody? How we doing? What's up, Miss K? Ace of Fly, Kyle, Jaded, Etheregram, Albu, Rotund, how we doing? Etheregram, you got a Blue Chew ad at the beginning? Oh, no. Yeah, I have no idea what I think they just put whatever ads they choose on everything. I have no idea what they do. Guys, while you're filing in, smash that thumbs up button for me if you could. I hope you all had a good trading day. I was done with my trading before 11 a.m. Eastern Standard, my time today. Did okay. I think I made 600 on one account, a little over 100 on another, and then like close to 300 on a third account. So I did all right today. It was about a 1K day for me. Pretty easy trading this morning for myself. I felt like I was seeing it pretty well and was able to execute appropriately. I had pretty poor trade management as far as my trailing stop went today. I definitely left some money on the table, but other than that, it was a pretty stress-free day for me, which is nice because that hasn't happened a lot recently. Tonight, we kind of peaked up towards, what did we peak up towards? That 29,100 today was the sell-off. Was that where it came from? Yeah, so just above 100. We kind of sold off from this resistance level. Guys, when you're looking at these indicators, something that I always look for is as price trades into a level, I'm looking for those triangles and those absorption dots, and then price to reverse and the color to change on these candles. That's kind of what I'm using for my confirmation to enter into a trade, just for reference for you guys. Is kind of what I do during regular trading hours. Asia session's a little bit different just because price moves a little bit differently than it does during RTH. A little less volume behind the moves. But that's kind of what I'm looking for generally on the charts. This is just an easier way to visualize this, is how I look at everything. Levels are the levels. You know, I'll have levels where the indicator isn't spotting them just because these are only higher time frame levels that I have triggered on. The 1 hour is the only levels that I have shown on this 1 minute chart. But you can see I have my levels as reference that I always use. So ideally right now, kind of what I would like to see, and I don't know that this is what we're going to get, obviously, up until Tokyo Open, but ideally what I would like to see is, you know, a move, something similar to this where you wick, you come back up, you test, and then you reject for the move down into 620 is kind of the action I would like to see. But I don't know if that's going to happen, obviously, up until Tokyo Open. I don't know if we're just going to straight sell off. I don't know if it's just going to range out here off this opening 5-minute candle. I have no idea. But that's kind of what I'm looking for right now, is that retest up around like 750 to see if we hold below 750. Trump trade signal screw. I didn't even know that was a thing, Albu. That can't really be a thing. Is it really a thing? Is there a Trump trading signals group? Why can't I predict the future? Yeah, I don't care what any trader says. I'll be honest with you guys. Like, when I hear traders say that kind of stuff, where they're like, well, I know exactly what's going to happen, I immediately tune out. I don't know about how you guys feel about it, but I immediately tune out. It's just like nobody has a 100% win rate. Nobody knows exactly what the market's going to do. I don't care who you are. Oh, he's selling his Truth Social posts. Wait, what? Really? I mean, I guess that could definitely be, for sure. I mean, you know he's well connected on Wall Street, without a doubt. As far as interest on the DOM is concerned, obviously we've got a block down there at 600. I would imagine price kind of heads that way. So I'll be looking for an entry to get short tonight at some point, probably targeting that 620, 600 area. I just don't know where it's going to come from. It could come from just above 800. 800's kind of served as a nice rejection area, you know, over the last week or so. Or over the last few days. That 800 seems to be the line in the sand where buyers are trying to defend. That seems to be the battleground, is that 800 area. So we'll look to that 800 area if we do get price to move to the top side early on. It is true. It's true, Roman. It's crazy. It's crazy. The rich get richer. They find ways to manipulate everything. But welcome, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We got about just shy of 30 people in the stream right now. If you haven't yet, smash that thumbs up button for me if you could. I'd appreciate it. We are trading that same 25K funded account. I did not place a trade on that account specifically anytime on the today's session. So that account balance is still where it was sitting last night. You can look in the upper right hand side of your screen. It's sitting on 182 in profit right now. We'll see what we can do with it tonight. Oh, nice, Plum Trader. How are you? Yeah, I mean, that's the very definition of insider trading. That's the very definition of insider trading. I wonder when the algos are gonna flip the script on everybody, and whenever a Trump tweet comes out, they trigger the opposite direction of what they normally would. I wonder when that's going to happen, because that surely will happen at some point. Because, you know, it's probably heavy short positions right now, at least on the Nasdaq. It's probably heavy short side positions. You know, anticipating that pullback into that double top high at some point that we've been talking about what seems like for months now. So I almost wonder if they use it to send the market to new highs before we make that move. Just to stop everybody out. Or force some really big short side positions to add in and kind of an all-in scenario. What's up, Ms. Rain? How are ya? You driving right now? Oh, well, be careful, Miss Rain. Don't let me become too much of a distraction. How big is this block down at 600? That's only 50. That's really not that much interest. So the books are pretty light right now. We aren't moving at all. Did anybody catch the sell off the open? I mean, that's a decent move. That's a 60 point. Actually, that's a 100 point move from the top to the bottom. But did anybody actually snap short? Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. Guys, we are streaming live on Kick and Twitch. If you haven't followed my channel yet on Kick or Twitch, go ahead and give those channels a follow. I would appreciate it. What's up, YL? How are ya? Nope. I know, Romeo, and that's the only move that we've had. You just had one move, and then we're kind of stalling out here, 720 to 730. You know, I have a level there, so it makes sense why we would stall out there. There are a bunch of downside wicks from last week, last Friday, where prices held here, but I don't know. I just don't know if we're going to snap down towards that 600 level. I guess there's a spot right here at around the 670s too that could be a stopping point and turning point. Yeah, while order flow is a part of it. Order flow is definitely a part of it. I mean, the baseline of my strategy is higher time frame support resistance, supply demand areas. You know, and I try to simplify things as much as possible. This basically, my candlesticks are virtually what you see down here. So your triangles are indicating signs of exhaustion, and your yellow dots are indicating signs of absorption. These are delta order flow candles. Hey, what's up, Mahmood? How are ya? Yeah, you tell them, Miss K. You tell them they better smash that thumbs up button. they better do it. ES is kind of at a turning point as well down here, but I'm not sure that I trust that. ES is looking pretty heavy. If we lose that level right there at 74, 73, where would we be heading? Wow, ES has kind of traded sideways range for this entire contract. I guess NQ kind of has too. NQ's just been kind of a little bit more aggressive. Daily chart. Oh, thanks, Plum. Appreciate you. Thanks, Tony. Finally getting that daily 20 SMA on the crossover, the daily 50 SMA. The daily 100 I have still sitting far below. So we'll see if... Honestly, I'll be watching this low to see if price can finally, if we do get aggressive towards the downside, if price can break that 28.2 level, I think this straight flush to 27.5 could be a nice trade. I think this move will happen relatively quickly. But obviously that's still, you know, 500 points away from where we're at currently. So I haven't looked to see. Do we have any news tonight at all? Anything substantial other than the occasional Trump tweet that comes seemingly out of nowhere? Oh boy, price is getting jumpy. What's the spread right now? So the spread is almost 2.5 points right now on the Nas. That's not ideal. So if you mark it into a position right now on a mini contract, you're automatically down $50. So avoid the market in button if you're trading the mini contracts. Albert, New Zealand CPI is the news tonight. Oh, yeah. Yay. Yay. Hey, what's up, Dom? How are ya? Market will get wrecked with the CPI. You're trying to be a ninja like me? I'm no ninja. What's up, Rice? Lurkers checking in. Yeah, Rice, there's a lot. I mentioned it last night. There's just a lot of evidence that a lot of the bigger channels are seeing what we're doing. So there are definitely people with eyes on the stream. I realize there's not that many people here, but with the things that we're seeing, it's just apparent that it's happening. Like, it's almost too obvious that it's happening. So we're kind of restricted on what we can show as far as our tools are concerned. What's up, Spaces? Dom, yes. Yes, not that the tools will be as good, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. The more eyeballs on a product similar, something that's new, that hasn't really been seen, right? When you start seeing copycat, knockoffs coming out of bigger channels, you know something's going on. you know something's happening. When you start seeing your stream overlay being copied, when you start seeing similar products being sold. But yeah, that's the space we execute. That's the space we're in, right? So we'll just keep everything in-house. We'll keep it private until it's made public, and then at that point it's out of our control what happens. But we definitely don't want to be beat to the market by the bigger channels with certain products and certain ideas. Like, even if ours is 20 times better than what they have to offer, it's not gonna matter. It's just not gonna matter at that point. All of a sudden, we're going to look like the copycat, and we're not. We're not at all. I don't like what is happening here with price at all, because we're showing signs of exhaustion on the 1 minute. Let me look at the 5 minute real quick. So we're still in a stressed regime. 1 micro, 52-point stop loss, roughly. Look at this average 20 average daily range, guys. 732 points. And we've already have a 98-point range tonight, just since market open. So expected daily move is 1%, a little over 1% today. We're sitting at 0.2, so I think we could go back and try to test those Friday lows one more time. Would make some sense early, you know, at some point during this week. I don't expect us to run prior week high this week. So I'm leaning towards shorts this whole week. I will try some longs. But they will be scalp longs. I won't be looking for the big trade to the long side, to the top side at all. Yeah, Dom, I mean, I can see a move back up to test that 5-minute opening candle low at least. You know, back up to 760. I can see that happening. You know, it's a 2-to-1 risk to reward trade if you want to try the long, say from the 90 EMA here. Stop below this low. NQ spread's getting better, digital. Let's see. Yeah, I've got a 1.5 right now. I mean, that's somewhat more typical of overnight session. We have the weekly opening price sitting right there too, so there's a lot of stuff happening in between this 760, you know, the opening price from Globex, the weekly open there. So we pretty much closed almost flat, huh? Maybe 30 points up. I don't know about you guys, but I've accepted not taking breakout trades anymore in this market. Hey, what's up, MP? How are you? The breakout trades have been getting ran over a lot in the market recently. And I refuse to take them. Because I feel like I end up taking a lot of drawdown even if the trade works out. Because the pullbacks have been so violent and cover so much ground. And I just don't have, I don't want to have to give my trade, you know, over 100 points of breathing room in order to have it, to be on the right side of it. But thanks for tuning in tonight, everybody. I appreciate you. It looks like we got about 50 people in here right now. Thanks for tuning in. Like I said, we are live on Kick and Twitch currently as well, so if you prefer one of those platforms to watch the stream on, feel free. We don't have any giveaways to do tonight. Mason's taking the night off. He had a pretty busy day, so just send it full pour short. Yeah, guaranteed a 500-point downside move. Yeah, I made no such guarantee, guys. I made no such guarantee. No, no, you didn't, Albu. You heard no such guarantee. That would be nice if we got a 500-point down move during Globex. Are you kidding me? That'd be amazing. I'd probably miss the entire move, but especially if it doesn't pull back. You know, I at least need a pullback towards that weekly opening price, just under 750. I would at least need that for an entry. Albu, the daily chart's looking heavy. You know, I definitely want to see this get tested again. I know we kind of tested it here, but not really. I kind of want to see what happens just below this 28. What is this? 28,250. That's what I want to see. I want to see just below 28,250. And see if we can actually get some heavy selling below there down into 28K. So glad live accounts don't need a buffer. I was like, crap, not again when you saw $0, Kyle. Yeah. Yeah. All right, here comes that move. Come on, come back to the weekly opening price at least. Give us that retest of 750 at a minimum. And quite frankly, I would prefer it actually wicks above and then drops back below. That would be the ideal short entry. But, I mean, you guys know, prior to the Tokyo Open, it could very easily do one of these things where it just comes up here, gives the fake out, and then rips. And then comes back, gives the fake out to the top side, and then rips. Right? How many times have we seen that? Yeah, digital. I just don't trust it yet. It might play out. Yeah, Plum. This is that account I've been trading for the last since Sunday. Or maybe it was last Thursday that I started it. I can't remember. Yeah, you can see I didn't trade it at all today. Here, give me a second. Let me get rid of all these drawings. You can see it's still on the same account balance. I didn't trade it at all today. I'm going to try to do this one as much live as possible. Just for transparency purposes. You know, I'll probably do some long form like journal type of content on this specific account. Oh, yeah, Plum. So it was last Thursday. That's right. Yeah, that happened last Thursday. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Because I was still live on Kick the night that happened. The Kick stream was still going. It was just YouTube that went down. So Kick was still going. Twitch was still going. We had about 13 people over on Kick. We had about 13 people chilling over on Kick. Oh, this would be unreal if we have a 200-point move prior to Tokyo Open. Oh, Kyle, only 384 more to pass your first My Fun and Futures account? Nice. Nice, yeah, just take it slow. Don't get too overzealous. Stay patient. You'll get there. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but when I get that close, I definitely go down to micros. Especially in this market. I drop down to 1 or 2 micros and that's it. I don't go chasing the 16 points. I don't go chasing it. I have been there. I have gotten wrecked doing that. Absolutely wrecked. I like shorts, but like I said, I think the entry is still higher. Like, I feel like we snap up again at some point. Full port short. I'm not gonna full port short. Not yet. Only 2, at least 12. 12 micros. Yeah. Well, inevitably what happens to me when I get that close, well, it doesn't happen all the time. I've definitely you know, thrown a mini on and just gone for that 10 points with no stop and let it go, and it hits. But inevitably what happens is I'll go with that 10-point stop and then I'll lose $200. And then I'll be like, okay, now I got to make, you know, now I need to make 20 points in order to hit that target. And I'll take another 10-point stop. And then the tilt will start setting in. And so I'll give it a little bit more room to breathe, and I'll give it a 15-point stop. And then that stop will get hit. And now all of a sudden you need, you know, $1,200 to pass the account. And at that point, you're so angry that you just YOLO. you just completely YOLO. And then when the account goes poof, it's just complete dejection. And then one of two things happens. Either you hang it up and try to cool off, or you immediately purchase another one and YOLO that next account. that's what happens in that scenario. You go and find a 1 day to pass and full port it. yes, Miss Gary. I know you all have been there. I know, unless you're a complete beginning trader, everybody who's been in the game long enough has done that at some point. Spaces, I've done that. Yeah. Kyle, you've never done that? Oh, good for you. If you haven't done that, good on you. But I've definitely done that. I have been guilty of that. For sure. Without a doubt. Hey, what's up, Pete? I've been streaming. We did a lot of RTH streams recently, but then for like 3 weeks, I kind of just streamed 1 day a week, Sunday Globex. Mike definitely have done that. Yeah. Yeah, it happens, guys. Like, it happens. We've all been there. I mean, I'm pretty calm and patient overall, but I still have my moments. Miss K, use Code West when that happens. Yes, please. Yes, please. No, I appreciate you guys using Code West. I really do. I know I don't sit here and do a lot of promoting or anything, but I do appreciate it when you guys use Code West. It does help a lot. It helps with us building our tools. It helps with the giveaways. It helps. It definitely helps. What time is Globex? Pete, Globex is considered the 6 p.m. Eastern open. And all the way up until... Do they define it as midnight, guys? Or do they go all the way till London open? Is that considered all of Globex? Or is it just 6 to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard? I can't remember what the exact definition is. But they call it Globex because it's the global exchanges that are trading during that time. You know, Australia, Tokyo, China. All right, we got about 70 people in here. Those of you that are just strolling in, do me a favor and smash that thumbs up button. It really does help the channel out. I appreciate you all being here, tuning in, listening to me ramble and talk nonsense for a couple hours each night. Yeah, Digital. I just have this feeling that we're going to end up back up in here somewhere. That's kind of why I'm waiting, and I think there might be a lot of games being played until we do that. That's kind of why I'm waiting. Wes on, market off. Like, I think we'll get a better read once we do trade back up into 750, 760. In other words. Right? Like, grab up some of these orders before we would ever see the sell-off. And then we could kind of roll over. Not soccer games, though. They are done. Well, soccer's never done. That sport gets played year-round. But the World Cup, yes, definitely. Oh, Miss K, as far as a spectator is concerned, I'm right there with you. Like, give me American football every day over soccer, for sure. Pete, Pete, here's the deal with that. Is I used to exclusively trade mini contracts. It really isn't up until the last, like, I would say like 5 months, 4 months, where I flipped over to micros just because of the volatility. I used to exclusively trade mini contracts, but we just can't do that on small prop accounts. Like I said last night, guys, lately I feel like I'm struggling with my trading. Yes, I'm up, but it's from a bunch of big trades that I hit on my not a bunch, but a few big trades that I hit on my personal account is the reason why I'm green. My prop trading hasn't been the greatest recently. It has not been the greatest. So I'm in the same boat with a lot of you right now as far as the prop. As far as like props are concerned, I think on the props, I've only taken one payout in the month of July, so I'm right there with you. But I hit one big trade on my personal, so it looks like my P&L line is great. Like, I'm up 16K overall on the month of July, but it's all from one trade. I just can't on the props because I have to trade micros. I just can't have the really big days anymore. Like, I used to be able to have, 3K days consistently 2K days consistently, and I just haven't been able to do that. My you know, my average day is probably somewhere around like $200 right now. You know, with an inevitable blow up day in the middle of all that. Yeah, Warriors loves. I mean, for right now, you can't do it. You can't. I mean, you can, right? You can sit there and risk the entire account and trade a mini and hope it goes in your favor, but I don't like to trade that way. And I think it sets a bad precedence to do that on live streams as well, because people see that and they try to copy it, and it's just a surefire way to blow a bunch of accounts. No, Pete, on my personal, I trade minis, but that's because the account balance is entirely different. I have a lot more breathing room. For instance, though, the beginning of this month on my personal account, I took a $7,000 loss, losing trade. So, like, I'm on my personal account, I can stomach that kind of loss. On these prop accounts, you can't. You can't. I was kind of hoping price would wick up there a little bit higher. Hey, what's up, Casper? How are you? What's up, Massive? How are you? Yeah, Pete. Yeah, it's just too much size. It's too much size. And honestly, even on micros, you can make a lot with the moves that are happening. You know, you're getting 200-point moves consistently. Oh, Massive. Everything's good. Everything's good. Yeah, Pete. Exactly. Exactly. You know, you look down here on our risk engine indicator, and over the last 20 days, the average range is 732 points average per day. Like that's that's just not. It's great if you're on the right side of it with a mini, like if you've caught the top or the bottom of the day. But some of the moves in between are getting you out of that anyway. You're getting trailed out of that position no matter what, unless you just are blind faith YOLOing. But any kind of like smart, good risk management kind of trading is not going to be stomaching some of those moves. So if you don't have the high or low of the day, it's going to be nearly impossible to hold on to that position. Oh, 100% Massive. 100%. You know, a good rule of thumb, I guess, is that I've told everybody for a long time, and I've heard other traders say it as well, is for every $1,000 of profit that you have on an account, add a micro. You know, because if you do one micro, A is going to give you the breathing room that you need. You know, a 100-point stop is $200. That gives you 5 cracks at it. That should be enough room to at least secure some kind of profit. But yeah, it's just very difficult right now. Extremely difficult to trade anything, any kind of big size. Unless you have a real good, like, your stop is 5 points, I'm targeting 10 points kind of scalping strategy, which I don't have that in my tool belt. I don't have that kind of strategy in my tool belt, and you have an extremely high win rate, like plus 90% win rate, that kind of trading it's just very, very difficult. I don't like the look of this at all. I don't know about you guys. I don't like how this is shaping up right here. Thanks, Miss K. Yeah, guys, everybody smash that thumbs up button if you could. I'd appreciate it. I mean, it looks like we're just kind of range trading. I'm half tempted almost to try the long from here with the stop just below. The only problem that I'm having with doing it is we're kind of hanging out below the level. And I don't like consolidation below my levels. Generally, that means we're probably going to roll over and fall down towards this 620 area, 600. So ideally what I would like to see is the snap up towards that weekly open like we were talking about, and then an aggressive move towards the downside to hop on short, targeting that 620, 600 area. But how'd you guys trade today? Let me know in the chat. Let me know how you guys did today. I'm sure if you traded all day there for a while, it seemed like price was just kind of trading around that 29K level. Pete, I've looked at it. I know what I know exactly what you're talking about. I think there's just so much more that you need to take into your analysis for something like that. You know, to me that's almost in line with like trading fair value gaps, where like some people can do it successfully, others can't. I mean, it's the same with every strategy, right? Like, there's no golden strategy. It doesn't matter what you do. It's whatever clicks with your brain, whatever strategy clicks with your brain, whatever you can easily recognize, and a pattern that you see repeat over and over and over, and you have the results to match. But yeah, I know what you're talking about as far as the box theory is concerned. Hey, what's up, Elevated? How are you? Welcome, guys. We got almost 80 people in here right now, so thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. I'm just waiting for price to wick up a little bit higher, back up towards that weekly open, at 750 area, 760. You were down most of the morning, then later in the afternoon, you traded out of the loss into plus 0.8% and called it a day. Oh, well, way to come back, Plum. Way to come back. Yeah, I mean, put this into context, guys. Actually, put this into context. On these 25K accounts, right? Technically, you trade them like a $1,000 account. You know, so a $100 day on those 25K accounts is actually a 10% growth on your balance, right? Because the only thing that 25K represents is the amount of leverage that you have that you can trade with. That's the only thing that number represents. Your actual account balance is the amount of drawdown that you have on those accounts. So even a $100 day is a 10% growth on your available balance. So a $100 day on those 25Ks is actually a pretty big day. When you put that into context like that, you know, our view of money is just so skewed. It's so skewed as traders. You know, a $300 day every day is great. That's good money. That's $1,500 a week. You know, $6,000 a month. I think we that's good. That's more than most people make at their 9-to-5 jobs. That's good money. Like on some of those daily payout accounts, if you can lock up a $300 day and take a $300 a day daily payout on those accounts, I mean, that's massive, right? No, it's not ideal. Yes, we get into this to make a lot more money, right? Yeah, Big Teflon, you definitely got to know. I think you have to know how to draw them as well. Like there's definitely I don't want to say a science to it, but you definitely got to know how to locate levels. I don't know that any line on you could draw a line and there will be a reaction there just because price moved 2 points away from it. But yes, I to an extent I agree. Draw a line, push button, make money. I mean, that's kind of how I trade, to be fair, right? See level, price trades into level, price reacts at level, execute. I mean, this is doing nothing. I went live right here, guys, and this is what we've got the entire stream for an hour. An hour of sideways. Yeah, digital, it's so bad. Yeah, it's not just about the levels. It's about the reaction that you get at certain price. Like within the level, there's always, you know, you're looking for a specific reaction. You know, in my case, everybody talks about bear flags, bull flags, right? I'm looking for break and retest. You know, that's literally what I'm looking for because I see it happen over and over and over. Break, retest, short, right? You just see it happen all the time. Break, retest, even if you're using pivots, right? Break, retest, short. You know, and then you just pick your targets randomly. But it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Break, retest, long. Can we get a redo of last night? Casper's freaking out. Casper, you're already in a trade? you know, and I guess as far as the levels are concerned, everybody uses something different, right? Like, you know, ICT traders probably have the same thing. They would be seeing like a 1 minute fair value gap, right? Let me just draw one that somewhat resembles a fair value gap here. They'd be looking, the inverse fair value gap would be break, retest, long, right? So it's the same theory. I think we're all kind of trading something similar. It's just however you define support and resistance and what you're looking for. Can we get a random short seller at 2 a.m. on crude like last night? Wait, did that happen last night? I didn't pay any attention. I didn't look at crude at all today. Did it happen last night? Let's see. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Crude's still got a little bit of gap down here, but I don't know that that fills anytime soon with the news. My gosh, this is brutal. there is nothing to do, guys. I'm sure there's somebody that kills it in ranges like this. I'm sure there's people out there that absolutely just, you know, short the tops, get out at the bottoms, flip. I wish I had those kind of skills. I don't. I lack that ability. Yeah, Albu, it's pretty brutal. Wonky, you can play one way on a range like that. Yeah, like I just think inevitably what happens, I guess if you trade with a tight stop, you know, when you enter from those highs or lows, you can probably get away with it and just say, you know, resort yourself to the fact that eventually you're going to lose one, right? Like eventually I'm going to lose this trade. It's going to happen. All right, here comes the move. Come on back up. You feel like Squidward slamming his head on the cash register? Have you guys, so I tried starting to watch the new Netflix series with Will Ferrell, Hawk. Have you guys watched Hawk at all? I had a hard time getting into it. And I normally like Will Ferrell movies, but I had a hard time getting into that series. Is it just me? Has anybody else seen it? Netflix is all bad now. It almost just seemed like a Happy Gilmore ripoff, kind of. .3 on IMDb. Yeah, I could not like get into it. Normally comedies I'm all right with. Like, and I love Will Ferrell, but it's just, I could not get into Hawk. Unless something is A+, you're not wasting your time. I mean, we might be sitting on our hands till Tokyo. This is the one thing about trading, guys, is if it's not there, don't force it. You know, be perfectly content sitting on your hands and just accepting that there's nothing to do. Your setup is not happening. There's going to be no trade. You know, no, it's not ideal for streams, right? For the streamer. It's not ideal for trading to sit there and stare at candles print. But if price isn't doing what you want it to do, don't take the trade. TPT is goated, elevated. Yeah, Take Profit Trader is great. Take Profit Trader is a good firm. Yeah, digital good. I mean, yeah. That's probably where I would target. That's where I would target. I would probably start tight trailing as you approach that weekly opening price. You know, right there at 750. But yeah, that would be my eventual target as well. And then reassess. You still don't know that rule. Debate viewers. Yeah. Burp just trade like a practice account. Trade 1,000 contracts in the job. I mean, shoot. If I was making PW affiliate money, I wouldn't have any problems doing it on a on a prop account. I don't make near that. I don't make even remotely close off of the affiliates. No, I still have to trade seriously. I don't even have an evaluation going right now at all. So I have to take it kind of seriously. And I don't get free accounts from the props either, so. All right, there's the spike to 750, that weekly opening price. Burp, with the props, no, I'm not on any live accounts. They're all sim fundeds right now. I have been live with Top Step. I was live with Top Step for a long time, but I haven't traded with Top Step in over a year. So I have no like prop live accounts. I have my personal account, which is obviously, you know, live, but with the props, I'm not live with any of them right now. Yeah, digital, that's a good trade. That's a good trade. Bert, my live account lasted a long time because I took it so slow. But my live account lasted a while. I don't know exactly, so I don't want to say, but yeah, Big Teflon, I mean, I'm right there with you as far as that goes. You can tell if you've been around the game long enough and you know how the system works. Like, you can tell. You can tell, you know, who's doing it the right way, who's not doing it the right way. You can tell. Unfortunately, like, the smaller streamers are some of the ones who do it the right way. You know? But the bigger streamers are all treating their trading like their channel and their trading and their affiliate money is just one big business, right? So they're just rifling through the accounts and YOLOing to post the big numbers. It's the game. It's the game within the game. All right, we made that move up. Let's see if, man, price might be, I don't know how much higher we're going to go, guys. There's not a lot up there. I guess we have some blocks back up at 950. Did we really make that kind of a move? on this overnight. I have a feeling tonight's might be a range type Asia session. Coming right back to the Globex Open. So do we get the sweep above, you know, up towards 820 and then roll over? Yeah, digital, it's looking that way, isn't it? I mean, I kind of thought, if you guys watched the stream last night, I kind of thought that early on in the week, we'd kind of meander our way back up towards the daily 20 as the daily 20 started coming down. So I guess we could still make our way back above 29K, push to 29.2, 29.4, you know, early on in this week. Man, sideways consolidation for the move up. Yeah, but we were talking about prop live accounts. Inevitably, what's happened to me over the last, you know, I would say 6 months, 7 months, really 8 months, is I get to like pay out 3 or so on an account. And because I keep my account balances so low, what happens is I have that tilt day and I blow the account up after taking a payout. That seems to be the trend right now for me on my prop accounts. So kind of frustrating, to be fair, but it is what it is. Not exactly the greatest market conditions to be day trading in, so I just have to accept it. I don't do it on purpose. I don't rinse the accounts on purpose, by the way. Burp, honestly, I try to take, as soon as I can take a max payout, I take it. Just because the idea for these things is for you to pay yourself, right? I've been to that point where I've built a big balance, and because the daily loss limit is gone when that tilt day happens, what ends up happening is you have that 3K buffer, and then you have your tilt day. And that entire 3K just goes away. So I try to pay myself no matter what, at least for the cost of the account, to cover expenses and a little profit in the end. So like on this 25K account, say I think the max payout you can take on your first payout on these accounts is $1,000 is the max you can request on payout number 1. If I get this account to $2,000 of profit, I'll request $1,000 payout. So, which will leave me with $1,000, the original amount of trailing drawdown that you have on the account anyway, and then I'll trade from there. But that's just how I do it. Other people say, hey, you know, let's get the flex accounts and let's just try to hit a huge day, have a big amount of buffer, and then just coast. You know, have $100, $150 days to get payout and do the same thing. But inevitably what happens when you do that is I think they push you live faster. I think they push you into a live account faster, and you don't get to retain all those profits that you made on that one big trade. Like your starting balance is like $2,000 when they push you to a live account on a 50K. So it's kind of one of those things that it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to run up an account in the sim phase. But everybody has a different strategy. I think if we lose 750, I think the short is in play. So I'm going to actually put a sell limit order just below 750. And then if we make that move, I'll be triggered into the position. The long is pretty much gone unless you trust the 9 EMA bounces to 800, which is kind of happening right now. But I'm still seeing that order down there at 600. I kind of feel like we make this move. So we'll leave that order there for now. And then if price really gets aggressive up above 800, I'll pull that order off. Albu, you don't. I don't what, Albu? Got exhaustion in the buying. Don't blow up my accounts on purpose. No, I don't. I don't rinse them on purpose. It just happens. You know, it's like I don't have a whole lot of tilt days, guys. But I feel like I have one, you know, frequently enough with how slow I take things, to the point where my balances aren't high enough on the funded accounts to withstand those tilt days. Does that make sense? Burp, the exhaustion indicator is on point. It's on point. It's good. There's almost always a reaction there. Now, whether price holds below where there's signs of the exhaustion, we don't know. Right? Buyers could obviously step in lower, but there's normally an initial reaction off of it. But ideally, what I would like to see is I would like to see this kind of stuff. Like, you know, there's a passive seller sitting here trying to absorb any buying that's happening at this level. It happened back prior to the close as well. So there is a seller sitting here, you know, just below 780. Ideally, what I'd like to see is this kind of stuff happening at a level, right? Like at a supply or demand level. Hey, what's up, Zen? How are you? Yeah, Dom. Sitting right at settlement right now. All right, so I guess we're going to watch that 800 level at this point. I'm actually shocked buyers stepped in as strong as they did. This is yeah, Dom, that's ideally what you're looking for. Zen, today my trades were good. I had 4 winners, no losers today, and I was done by 11 a.m. Eastern. So nothing massive, but it was stress free. Yeah, Burp. I know that 700 area was. I know that 700 area was an area to watch. Yeah, that's true. I guess, Wonky, it could be New Zealand CPI. What's up, Clovis? Passing accounts in 3 days, but still failing to get to payout. Oh, Clovis, you're not alone. The market is tough right now. The one thing I can do, like, I mean, I'm not sure how you're trading. Obviously, I don't know how you're trading. But if you're trading anything more than a couple micros on any trade right now, size down would be my recommendation number 1. And protect downside rather than shooting for the... Okay, this is gone. About how many points were they? Let's see here. I think I posted a couple of them. The ones that I took on one account in the Discord. Oh yeah, here you go. And not great trade management either, to be fair. So 1 micro short from the top, and then we caught the long from 940 up to 990. It looks like 985. I think I got trailed out at. So that was 2 of the trades right there. And then another one was a short, actually, from 960 on the way back down after that move up. And I can't remember the 4th trade off the top of my head. But those were the trades that I took. It was pretty early. And I felt like I was being pretty patient with it, too. I didn't feel, like, stressed or felt like I was over trading. I felt like I was getting the reads that I wanted. This morning, my key level was... I mean, you guys saw... Those of you that have access to my trading plans, you saw my key level this morning was 920. So anything above... You know, because price opened up above it, I was expecting that move up towards, you know, back above 29K. So I kind of waited for that move to happen and then played the short back into the key level. Obviously, I didn't get to the full key level. I got trailed out long before that. But then you could kind of see why I took that 940 long, because that was the key level I was looking for a read off of. Like, this is what my trading plan was this morning, guys, for those of you that want to see it. This was posted at just before 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern. And you can see why I got out where I did too on the long. So, like, that was a trading plan trade that was all planned long before price ever got there. Yeah, Casper, this is a scary stall out. A lot of times when you see, so here's another way to read this, guys, by the way, is when you see the brighter colors on the order flow, for those of you that end up getting access to this, when you see the brighter colors at the end of moves, oftentimes this can be a sign of reversals. You know, same thing right here. With that, when price isn't able to aggressively either continue in the direction of that candle, it can often be a sign of a reversal. So just keep that in mind. And we're kind of seeing that happen up here right now too. I would be more prone to try the short below 800 with price being back below 800 than I would be to try a short from above 800. I'd rather see sellers step in. But yeah, you ideally don't like seeing stall outs here. If you're in a long. If you're in a short, or you just got into the short, okay, now we have an absorption showing up. I'm going to try this short, guys. I'm going to try this short. We're going to give it a little bit of breathing room. I'm going to give it up to like 850. Just above 850. And we're going to target like 760 on this move. Maybe even lower, actually. Maybe target something like this. 730s. And then obviously if momentum picks up to the downside, I'll probably extend that target down to that order that's resting down there at 600. I don't know that we're going to get that though. Turbo power nap time for you, Abu. All right. Hey, thanks for the sub, Musa. Appreciate you. All right, it's just holding that 9 EMA. Buyers still trying to push price up. I don't see anything on the 15-minute over here. I think 850 is a good stop to have, because I really don't want to see price up there. So I'm going to let it breathe. I mean, I kind of went against what I said, to be fair. I said I really didn't want to snap short until price was back below 800. It never really got back below 800. All I did was see those signs of exhaustion and absorption and snapped in. I guess I could limit the damage here a little bit, just in case. But I still think I might be able to get out, at least break even if it... Just a little bit of pullback. Snapping in, is that the same as FOMO? No, not FOMO at all. FOMO to me, Zen, would actually be entering the long from up here. Right? Like there's a huge continued move to the top side and you feel like you're not going to catch any part of it, so you snap in. There is reasons why I am short right now. But I should have waited for more confirmation than the data that I've been given right now. Like that's there currently. So FOMO to me would be like you're seeing a big move happen. You feel like you're not getting anything, right? Like you feel like you're not catching a part of it. So you hop in late on the entry just to try and catch a little part of the move that's really already happened. Because you feel like you need to catch a little piece of it at least. Yeah, Zen, like that's I try to not do that. Oh, 100% Zen. Yeah, journaling is crucial. It's one of the most valuable tools at your disposal as a trader. You can see what works. You can see what times of day you trade best. You can see all that stuff. Jason on the opposite side of your trade. Yeah. Yeah, someone popped in to my stream the other day, Jason, and it was like, I always fade all you streamers and I always win. I was sitting there thinking, congratulations, buddy. I mean, you can make money in longs and shorts. We can both make money. Right? We could both be right. Jason, I just happened to be trading. Oh, okay. You were already in it? Are you long from up here or are you long from much lower? How you gonna fade streamers with the combined? Oh, big Teflon. It's just keyboard warriors. You know, you take everything that you read in chats with a grain of salt for the most part. You know, because people can say whatever they want. You got, unless they're putting their face and their actual trades in front of the camera for everybody to see. You know, you just have to kind of have to take it with a grain of salt. Because people can say whatever they want to say. Been in it for about an hour, Jason? Oh, so you were long down here? Okay, I got you. Yeah, that's a good trade. GG's. We're okay. I mean, we're all right still. We need common sense internet control, to be honest. Yeah, it happens, right? I'm fully aware of what I'm in for. Streaming and trading is tough, guys. Like, if you're not one of the big streamers that's just got the cushion on the back end with all their affiliate money, there's a lot of noise, you know? There's a lot of noise. A lot of signals, a lot of seeing other people's trades, a lot of people, you know, giving what they're seeing. So it's very difficult to process all that. You have to find a way to block it all out and trust your own analysis. I think we're okay still. There's all this down below. So I think we're all right. There is some blocks that we have to worry about up there around 950. So I'm kind of hoping we pull back before we would continue the move up. You know, heading into that Tokyo Open, pull back a little bit, back below 800 one time. Rather than just continuing to boost. Obviously, if we can snap back below 800, I'll probably go break even at that point. Oh, we got 100 people in the stream for the first time in a long time. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate you. Zen, are you on Kick and YouTube right now? Nice. Hey, what's up, Antigua? How are you? Right, man. Haven't seen me in a while. Yeah, I took a little bit of time. Well, I slowed down the amount of live streams I've been doing for like 3 weeks or so. We just have a lot of stuff going on the back end outside of streaming and the channel. So I took a little bit of time off. I streamed during regular trading hours, you know, the afternoon sessions for a little bit too. So that's kind of where I've been. But appreciate you tuning in and glad to see you. I don't necessarily love not seeing a reaction here back down below 800. I don't know that I like that too much. Looking left, we could be heading towards 900. I'd like to see at least the retest of this topside wick, that 5-minute opening candle. If we can get that. And that would probably be my break-even point. So where's that sitting? Just above 800? Not ideal. What's up, deuces? My chart is fancier than yours. All you're seeing is a 9 EMA, 21 EMA cloud. That's all you see here. That's all this is. These are our own in-house proprietary order flow candles that we built ourselves. I shouldn't even say we. That Albu built himself. But there's nothing really fancy about it. This is just a heat map, almost like Bookmap. It's called the DOM surface on Quantower. Quantower is my trading platform. You got a 15-minute chart over here. We got supply-demand levels on the charts. These are the 15-minute supply-demand levels. There's not a lot going on. Not too fancy. TV announcer voice. I mean, we are just chilling. Are we going to go sideways am I going to be in this trade for 2 hours, guys, going sideways now? Is that what's about to happen? You're up $7? Yeah, I'm up $7 too, Zen. I ideally don't want to hold this into the Tokyo Open because I don't know which way they're going to surge. I would like for price to roll back to at least 780, come back to that Globex opening price. Or at least snap back below that 5-minute opening range high. Yeah, Burp, 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay, that's a decent reaction off the 21. If we don't get a move back down on this next candle, I'm probably going to kill this a little bit early because I don't like seeing that with the 9 rounding back to the top side. Yo. Yo, it gave you what, about half a second to the side on that 800 test? Yeah, let's kill that. I'm out. I'm out. I'll just take that small loss. Yo. Oh, and of course it comes all the way back. Like, what is that? 40 points of wick? Almost 35 points of wick, just random. Oh, lovely NQ. You gotta love NQ, guys. Gotta love it. Man, I don't know about you guys, but those Trump tweets, what was it? Was it last week? I think it was last Monday and the prior Friday. I got caught on the wrong side on both of those Trump tweets. I got caught on the wrong side on both of them. Price jumped my stop. Like, oh man, absolutely wrecked me. Did you burp? Yeah, I got wrecked by those Trump tweets. I definitely did. One of the days I was able to make it back, but it was not, I tilted. I tilted my way back. I sized up and tilted my way back to a positive day. But it was it was infuriating. Absolutely, because it was like a 300 point. It was like a 300 point move in like a minute. It was crazy. You looked at the 1 minute chart, and there were gaps in price. Or not the 1 minute chart. If you went down to like the seconds chart, there were just huge gaps in price, like where price just never got traded. There was no candle, nothing. It was just blank space. You still haven't recovered, Miss K? Yeah, there's nothing worse than when you're on the wrong side of those moves. Nothing worse. Because the price at that time, if you remember the one on Friday, we were trading strongly to the top side at that point in time. Like, price had pumped up off the open. We were trending up. Everything was looking good. Everything was fine, and then just randomly 300 point sell-off. It was and then it recovered. That was even worse, I think, was the fact that it almost immediately fully recovered and went higher. All right, so I was able to only be down $30 after that trade. So 16 points is roughly what I lost there. And granted, the trade looks like it might play out now as well. So poor trade management on my part. It's okay. I didn't like that random spike up at all. Better late than never. Yeah, Miss K, it wasn't. I made it back, and my trade, the trade that I made it back on was good. I was just way oversized. I was trading mini contracts, so like I was oversized, without a doubt. All right, so here's that move back into kind of what we were talking about. You know, that 5 minute opening range wick high. Let's see what happens here. Let's see if buyers hold up. I'm probably going to be hands off until the Tokyo Open at this point. Oh, of course. Oh, Naz. You said to hold it, burp. Yeah. Yeah, I got faked out. It's okay. Yeah, digital, exactly. There's too much PTSD going on right now. Do you guys have that too? Where because of what's happened recently with the price action on the Nas, you just are making critical mistakes? All right, we got about 8 minutes till the Tokyo Open. Yeah, Spaces, I just have had to accept the fact that I'm going to take losses like that, right? Because I've very frequently been caught on the wrong side of those 80 to 100 point spikes. So it's going to happen. I'd rather preserve that capital and miss out on, you know, a winning trade that gets me $100 or than to eat that loss. I'd rather protect my downside. Maybe the ICT kooks are onto something. Nah, but like, there are people who use ICT concepts, but what if you'll notice that all those traders have formulated their own strategy around those concepts. So, like, 95% of ICT traders fail as well. It's just it's every strategy, right? It doesn't really matter what you trade. Yeah, that one kind of hurts a little bit. All right, I was targeting the 730s down here. Let's see if that 730s hits. And had I not exited early, had I just left my stop alone and not gotten out, not gotten faked out, if I would have hit the trade. All right, guys, few minutes. Yeah, big Teflon, 100%. Like, you look at like Trader Kane or who was the other guy that got the big Apex payout? I can't remember his name off the top of my head. They both used ICT concepts in their strategy. But you're right. It's those individuals have found a nuance that they utilize individually, and they say they teach it, but all of them teach the same thing, right? Like, it's either the 15-minute opening range or it's accumulation, manipulation, distribution. That's what they're teaching. They're not going to give their secret sauce out. Desi? Rotunda, I see you there. Initial balance. All those strategies, like, here's the thing, because of the way the market like rotates in seasons, right, between the different sectors, all of those strategies, no matter what you're trading, are going to go through periods of losses. And not like 1 month or 2 months. It could be a 3-month stretch, 4-month stretch, where any of those initial balance opening range strategies aren't going to work, right? It might go through a hot period as well, where for like a month they do work consistently. Or at least it's been my observation. But to just have blind faith in any like mechanical strategy like that inevitably is going to go through stretches where it takes a lot of losses. Rotund, I'm not sure. We'll find out here in a couple minutes. It's looking pretty boosty right now, but that 800 has kind of been that level that's been deciding on who's in control recently. Kind of that inflection point. So we'll watch this 800 level once again. Not a huge fan of taking the same trade twice, but that might be all we're dealt with. 1 second, guys. About 3 minutes till Tokyo Open. Hey, what's up, Bash? Yeah, it's still getting back on the grind, Bash, actually. Still getting back on the grind. We took a little bit of time off, a little bit of break, where we only were streaming during Sunday Globex for like 3 weeks to a month. I had a lot going on, both in my personal life and with work outside of the channel. So yeah, took a little time off, but yeah, we're still grinding. We're still here. Gonna get back on the Globex grind. We'll just be streaming from 6 p.m. Eastern until whenever during Globex sessions for the foreseeable future. Guys, this Thursday, there will be no live stream. So just keep that in mind. So we'll stream tomorrow and Wednesday, but no live stream on Thursday. I have something that I need to take care of Thursday night, so I apologize. No live stream Thursday night. All right, I'll be right back in just a second. All right, 1 minute. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. I really do. It's been a grind on the channel recently, so I appreciate you guys tuning in and hanging out. If you haven't smashed the thumbs up button yet, smash that thumbs up button for me. It really does help the channel out. All right, guys. Countdown is on. By the time you hear these words, it'll probably be about Tokyo Open. So if you're in a position, I suggest probably putting a stop in if you have some profits, just in case. DeMonte, oh, yesterday that trade you were in, yeah, I thought about you after the stream. I was like, oh, I hope he got out. I hope he closed it. I know you went to sleep. Or you said you were going to sleep. I'm not sure if you're one of those people that can leave an open trade. Some people can't do that. Some people can't be in a trade and leave it open overnight. They can't sleep. They constantly keep looking at price. All right, well, I was right on the idea. The signals were showing it. The one sporadic 35, 40 point wick to the top side got me. Spooked me out. You really randomly click. Can you give the backstory, Jason? Backstory on... Gotta listen to Burp. Burp, I'll keep that in mind. Later, Casper. Enjoy your evening. Congrats on your big trade. All right, and there pretty much is full target on the trade too, so just poor trade management, guys. Poor trade management. Oh, and then some. Oh, there's nothing worse than being short from the top on a move and getting faked out. That's brutal. I'm not going to chase this at this point. The next trade I would see would be the break of the lows, the retest of those lows, and the hold below the lows for the move down into that 600 level that we were talking about at the beginning of the stream. Jason, you were asking about the backstory explanation. I don't know what you're referencing. Paul, I'm using Quantower. Quantower trading platform. Oh, you want to know me and my trading? So, Jason, my trading story started about 5 years ago, right after COVID. Like, right at the tail end of COVID. I was one of the fortunate ones that was able to start during a massive bull run where, like, pretty much every day was the same scenario of you would get the V-bottom, V-shaped recovery nearly every day. And so you would just wait for the dip and you would buy. So I was able to build up a big enough balance before that. Prior to trading, I was a business analyst, a corporate business analyst. And hey, thanks for the sub, Chris. Appreciate you. But my road to full time was I paper traded for 2 years, didn't put any real money into the market. So I learned how to trade in sim mode pretty much before I ever invested any real money. And I made sure that I had 2 years of bills and finances saved up before I ever went full time. But yeah, I was able to be profitable within my first year, but it was really because of the market environment and the conditions that I started in. So I don't want people that are starting now to think that that the conditions are the same or that it's easy. It was relatively easy trading when I started, so it was different. And we're going on year 5 now. And it's been good. I'm not one of these multi-millionaire traders though. Like, don't be fooled. I don't make millions every year. I'm low 6 figures annually. I take things extremely slow. But yeah, that's pretty much the backstory. I didn't start on penny stocks. I actually started my like real trading on futures. I tried to learn options. That was the first thing I looked at, but the Greeks were really confusing for me. So I don't props versus personal. I would say it's probably like a, you know, probably like a 60-40 personal to props, somewhere around there. You know, on my personal account, I use it for swing trades only. I don't day trade my personal account. I use it for swing positions. But I use props to fund my personal account. But the personal account has a much larger balance as well. The taxes are a lot better on personal. No, not necessarily. There are advantages to prop, because the props, you're considered a 1099 contractor. If you have a really good accountant. Yeah, Burp, I swing futures. Yeah, massive. I mean, guys, I live comfortably, but I'm not loaded. Yeah, Burp. So ideally what I'm waiting for, like my next swing position is probably going to be a long, an attempt at a long from here. I'm really just looking at those daily levels to find something. Right? The last big swing position I had was actually back over here on a short from this area. That's 30,400 area. Just because we've seen heavy selling come through that level, so it was kind of clear that we were rolling over. We didn't put in a new high on this last attempt on the push up. So that's when I tried the short, was from this. So when you see these big, you know, red daily candles or big green daily candles, or you see double top highs like this on pullbacks, this is kind of what I'm looking for. This would be a good attempt at a long. I'm not going to say it's going to work out. The next attempt at a long would probably come somewhere just below this wick low and this double top high, because technically this double top high still has not been retested, if you could see it right. So this would be my next attempt at the swing, would be a long from here. But yes, pretty much I'm looking at the same thing that I do on lower time frames. I'm looking at break of level, right? Break, retest. We got the break. We're looking for a retest, and that's where I'll take it. And I'm not saying that this is going to be a winning trade, right? But it's worth a shot, because these kind of moves happen over and over and over again, right? You got a recent high put in right here. Guess what? On that sell-off from the tariff scare, guess where we traded back into? Right? So that's what I'm looking for my swing positions. On this long, honestly, I would be if price held here, I would be targeting new all-time highs. Deuces, the last swing long position I had was actually this one. It was actually this one down here. And when price made this move, I got trailed out at like 24.3 was where I got trailed out at. So like the last big swing position, other than the short that you saw here, was back down on this move. So that's all I do, guys. It's really, really simple. As far as like the swing positions are concerned, you just look at the daily chart, look for where those bounce points would be and take the trade. Right? They don't come very often, like you're waiting a long period of time for them, but when they happen, they're worth a shot because they could be massive trades if they don't come back. Yeah, Burp, on those swing positions, it's a little bit different. So what I'm looking to after the daily chart is the 4-hour chart to try and find, you know, do we have multiple weekly highs or weekly lows sitting somewhere? I'm looking at those MGI levels. So when price, like if I'm in a long, if price breaks back above a prior weekly low after it's come down and I've hit the long, I'll be trailing based on those. No, Burp, I don't have a hard time sleeping anymore. Because here's the thing, guys. When you get into a trade, ideally, right? Aside from what you see day trading, ideally you have a set risk in mind no matter what happens. So even when you get into that trade, even if, say, you're in drawdown or whatever, you're automatically assuming that risk right off the bat. You have a set amount that you're willing to risk max on the trade. You might as well as let it play out, even if it goes against you. Right? And then what you do is you have set targets. So like my swing positions right now, I generally have 2 minis on my personal account. So I'll have a 2 mini position on. If I hit another big trade, I might go to 3, you know, just to try and get a better trade. Like this next pullback that we get to those double top highs, that might be a 3 mini trade. On the last one that I took, this stop right here, the short trade that you were talking about, most recent swing high is where I go. So I was short from like 550s and I was risking all the way up to like 750s. So 200 point stop. You know, and if that's too much risk for you, just size down on your swing trades. If you have a personal account that has the account balance to do it, right? Because margin requirements change on overnight and holding through weekends. So you have to have enough money in your account in order to do that. And that varies broker to broker. So you'll just have to check with whatever broker you have. But I trade the same philosophy that I do day trading, just on a higher time frame. So it plays out a lot slower, right? Just the dollar amounts are a lot more. But like I've said, guys, you know, a year on my personal account, I might take 4 trades. Burp, I would say they make up a good portion of it. Yeah, 100%. You know, I said I'm like 60%, 40% between props and personal. I would say personal makes up about 60% of that. Yeah. You know, this year it's actually a little bit more because I haven't made as much on props as I have in the past. Yeah, that's me personally. I only use my personal 4 swing, those higher time frame. When is the level up trading floor coming out? Wouldn't that be something? A level up trading floor. Eventually one day, guys, I do want to like rent off an office space or purchase a home and have a trading room where you guys can all come and trade live from one space, you know, have trading desks set up in it. That's a dream though. Obviously the channel and business has to go really, really well in order for that to happen, because that's a big cost. But eventually I would like to have that happen. You know, run some live streams from a live trading floor. Have you guys be able to meet each other in person, and then I could yell over the shoulder. Then you could yell at me over my shoulder to hold. Honestly, Burp, I think you would be surprised at what I do hold through on a lot of my trades. I mean, that one trade's just a very small sample size, but I think you would be surprised. Trump got me shook. Yeah, 100%. I have a little PTSD. And a little recency bias, for sure. If that happens, I'll get divorced after 1 week. Well, I don't have a wife, so don't have to worry about divorce. At least not in the current state of things. But yeah, I would love for that to happen. I mean, that's a dream, you know. Paul, what is the benefits of Quant Tower versus Ninja? They're pretty similar, Paul. They're pretty similar. You know, a trading platform, you know, does the exact same thing. The only one that's a little like just more beginner friendly, I guess, would be Tradeovate. You know, and then you have Sierra charts. Which is a little more complex than NinjaTrader and Quant Tower. But I would say NinjaTrader and Quant Tower are, you know, very similar. As far as executions and what's all involved. I think they're similar. Elevated Top Step X ain't bad nowadays. Yeah, I mean, look, guys, a platform is a personal choice. Like you can trade whatever platform suits your eye, whatever is easiest for you, whatever UI you like the best, right? You know, people like what they like, and then they get used to what they're used to as well. So, like, I don't know that there's. It's just whatever platform you like. Yeah, Paul, as far as coding goes and customization, yeah, they both use C#. So like our tools, like our easy order flow and supply demand level and our risk engine and stuff, honestly, the next platform that we integrate into will be NinjaTrader, just because it is an easy transition, right? So yeah, on it, like that's going to be the closest comparison. Would be to Quant Tower would be NinjaTrader. All right, so I guess we're in the back and forth game, huh? we're just, hey, let's sell off, let's retrace, let's sell off, let's retrace. Yikes. Didn't put in a new low here. Did not put in a new low. So that shelf that's there at 700 held once again. Zen picked up a couple subs. It says 8.69. I haven't looked at our sub count. Zen, you know we've been at that 8.7k area for a long time. Like, I mean a long time. Let's see what we're at. Let's see if we can get to 8.7k. We're pretty close. We're pretty close. We're at 8,695, guys. So if there's 5 people out there watching that aren't subscribed and you want to support the channel, hit that subscribe button for me if you could. I would appreciate it. Get us to 8.7K. We hit 8.7K at one point in time, like 2 months ago. But then it's been between 8.7 and 8.6 for the last 2 months. Up and down and up and down and up and down. Nice rips, guys. Did anybody catch the long there? I mean, my goodness. Yeah, Tamonte, I know, it's crazy. Because you never know which way it's going to break. Dom, you put in a nice reversal there? Oh, you took the beautiful reversal. Okay. Yeah. This is tough for me to trade. If we can pull back into that 9 EMA and kind of put in a bounce there, I'm not opposed. Is it just going to be one of those nights where we just go back and forth? Parolo, you took the long? Nice. GG's. Nice. Burp, it's going to break the lower level? Yeah, eventually. I just don't know. Do we create new highs first? Do we go test 900 before that happens? You know, there is some interest up there at 950. Obviously, the bigger blocks are to the downside. But from what I recall, there was a lot of interest on the books up here at 29,400 as well. Does that mean the market has to go up? No, definitely not. But I know there is some interest up there at that 29,400, which would put us right back into the middle of the range from this entire month, to be fair. So that major downside that we saw at the tail end of last week could just serve as a trap, a bear trap. Beer trap here. Got some cold ones on ice. Nice, elevated. Nice. Is VWAP sitting right here? Right in the middle of all this? So VWAP's at 757. All right, there's that 9 EMA bounce. I've got electrolytes and cold spring waters, and yeah, I'm on the water. I got the water too. Nice strong bounce off the 9. 20 points instantly. I don't know why I'm married to the short side bias right now. I shouldn't be. I should never be married to a bias. But for some reason right now, I am married to the short side bias. So maybe we go up to those 850s and then roll over. Yeah, this definitely looks bull flag up, bounce off the 9. Looks like we might be heading up here. I mean, if you got long down here anywhere, you know, the 720s, below 720, front running that low. I mean, that's hard for me to take with that many wicks pushing down at that 700 level. Nice move, though. Nice boost. What do we have? So we've got a prior week low sitting at 910. Not really much there. On the 30-minute chart, I've got a 21 EMA on the 30-minute chart sitting at 858. Bonanza squeeze. Yeah, Mr. Benjamin. DeMonte, you think so? Kind of a repeat of last night? Definitely could. I mean, this just barely put in new highs. I mean, honestly, guys, looking at the 30-minute. Here, let me switch time frames here for you. Now that I zoomed out a little bit more, I kind of like the retest here. So 900. So that 910 area, I kind of like that retest one more time. So if you're long from those low 700s, that would probably be my target, would be that 900 level. That's kind of where we have a lot of action going on the higher time frames. So that's probably where I would be targeting on my longs. So yeah, I kind of like back up into 900. I think you might be right, DeMonte. Yeah, this prior week low sitting right there as well. I think that would be where I would look to execute on the overnight, would be around this area. Because if you get, here's the thing, if you get, you can kind of see what we've done all of July. We just kind of traded in that, you know, granted it's a 1,000-point range or a 900-point range, but we've just kind of traded that. But honestly, if we reclaim that 900, the move back up into 200 makes a lot of sense since we didn't go trade it today. You can see all these wicks to the downside on the higher time frames. That is another spot. If price got above that 200 level, the next spot for me would be that 400 area, where all that interest is on the DOM, on the books. You know, I don't have enough visibility on my DOM right now to see it, but there is that interest sitting right there. That would make a lot of sense. Go back up, trade the middle of the range. You know, trade these lows over here. It's kind of where price was bouncing on the top side. Yeah, I can easily see us creating that squeeze effect back up into 400, and this would actually be the short entry for the ride down. Well, that's kind of what I think is going to happen tonight. So I'm going to call it there for tonight, guys. We've been live for about 2.5 hours. That would be what I would be looking for the remainder of the evening. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight, guys. I appreciate you. I will be live again tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern. The account balance, just so you guys can see, is now down to $25,148. I'm finishing the night down $32. We can easily make that back. But enjoy the rest of your night. That's what I would look for at this point, is watch that 28,900 level. We're kind of making that move right now towards it. And then see if sellers step in and defend that 900 level, or if price gets back above and gives one of those break and retest looks where it goes up to 940, in between 920, 940, pulls back into 900 and holds above for a long entry. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Trade safe. Stay patient. I'll see you all tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Peace.